began the fury between the Redskins and the Cowboys. A day when the over-the-hill gang beat America's best.
Beat them scans.
Many dramatic moments have unfolded in this theater of remarkable comebacks and improbable upsets.
Staubach throwing in the end zone. Tony Hill! Touchdown! Tony Hill!
Hit the ball well. Set up a screen. Batted in the air. Picked off by Darryl Graham. Touchdown, Washington Redskins! I don't believe it!
Today, another chapter begins with two new coaches in the NFL's fiercest rivalry. RFK Stadium in Washington is sold out as usual. On an overcast day, the Dallas Cowboys, 2-1, take on the Washington Redskins, who are 1-3, but somehow the records don't seem to matter much when these teams face each other. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton. Norv Turner, the head coach of the Redskins, helped design the exciting and effective Dallas Cowboys offense, and for the first time, he's going against his former team. But that is not the main story. Matt Millen is my partner, and that is, of course, that Heath Shuler is getting a call in the most pressurized game that the Redskins play every year.
Yeah, and it's funny, I talked to Norv about it. Is Heath Shuler ready 2 weeks ago? No. Is Heath Shuler ready this week? No, not at all. In fact, he probably won't be ready for a good 6 or 7 weeks. All week long, everybody has been asking about Heath Shuler. What's your opinion of Shuler? Is he ready to play? It doesn't make a difference. All that matters is he's out there, he's ready, and he's going to get a whirl at it right now.
The Dallas Cowboys lost to Detroit, then had a week off. They're very unhappy in Big D, mostly because of a lack of a passing offense.
Yeah, they talked about it all week. Speaking to Aikman last night, he said, I want to get the ball into the wideouts. I want to try to push it down the field, get it into the hands of Harper and Irvin. Speaking to Irvin last night, things were real simple. He said, no, I'm not upset. Things are fine, but his face told a different story. He's excited. He wants something. He has something to prove today, and he wants the ball early.
This is a special day for Monty Coleman, who will tie Art Monk's record for most games played in a Washington Redskins uniform. This is his 205th game, and he is the lone captain. And we'll return to RFK Stadium for the opening kickoff right after these messages from your local Fox station. On the cool side here at the nation's capital, 61 degrees and a chance of showers. It has been cloudy all day, and we had some early morning rain. Norv Turner, who knows what the Dallas Cowboys can do. The question is, how will his players react? And Barry Switzer, who's coaching his first game against an NFC East foe. The Redskins have won the toss, and they'll get the ball first. Chris Bonial will kick off for the Cowboys. Brian Mitchell and Tyrone Rush are deep. And it's a short end-over-end kick. And it'll be Mitchell at the 18, returning for the Redskins. Fumbles, and the Cowboys are indicating that the ball may be theirs. And it is not. It's the Redskins' ball beyond the 30-yard line. So Heath Shuler, first rookie quarterback to start for the Redskins in 33 years. And a pretty poised gentleman, as we saw the other day. Up front, the offensive line, Jim Lachey, Ray Brown, John Giesick, former Cowboy, starts at center. Rawley McKenzie moves to right guard, and Ed Simmons the tackle. Reggie Brooks and Brian Mitchell the backs. Henry Ellard and Desmond Howard the wide receivers. And Ethan Horton is the tight end, and we may see him a lot today. First down on the 33. Play is Reggie Brooks. That's been the Achilles heel for the Redskins, the running game, and a gain of only 2 yards for Brooks up the middle. The Dallas defense, and they have been outstanding. Up front, Charles Haley, who's had a brilliant season thus far. Leon Lett, Russell Maryland, and Tony Tolbert. Darren Smith, Robert Jones, and Dixon Edwards, the linebackers, and they're all fast. In the secondary, Larry Brown, James Washington, Darren Woodson, and Kevin Smith. Second down and 8. And this time it's Mitchell, and Mitchell is hit almost immediately for no gain, and Leon Lett was quickly in there.
Well, you see 2 run plays in a row. What's the reason? Well, there's the reason right there. Heath Shuler. We want to get him in the game. We want to settle him down because Heath Shuler as a guy is an excitable guy. But he's also a real down-to-earth kind of guy, and he's the kind of guy that has great confidence. In fact, speaking to him right before the game, I asked him, well, you all set for this game? He said, heck, I already played this first series over in my head about 100 times.
Don't forget, this is only his first game against Dallas. His big rival was Florida. Third down and 8 at the 35. Shuler's first pass, and it is caught, and a first down, and it's a fine catch that time by Titus Winans, the rookie. Winans makes the catch after juggling the ball.
You know, Heath Shuler as a player gives you mobility. That is not going to be needed with this offensive line if they've blocked the way they have been. He also has a very strong arm. You see Titus Winans make his break and the ball right on top of him. That's the kind of strength Shuler has in that arm.
Redskins with a first down on their 47. And it's Reggie Brooks, and he goes nowhere, and a penalty marker down. There's a fumble as well. And the indication is we'll wait for the official.
That ball popped out, was laying on the ground.
It's Dallas. So a quick turnover here. And Dixon Edwards recovers the fumble by Reggie Brooks, and the Cowboys will have the ball in Washington territory.
Well, the irony here is all week long they wanted to say, make sure our quarterback does not throw an interception. The ball's on the ground. Shuler had nothing to do with it.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
Following the turnover, the Dallas Cowboys have a first down on the Redskin 45. And Darryl Johnston, the fullback, picks up good yardage on first down. That was only the 3rd takeaway of the season by the Cowboys. Pickup of 5 yards. Troy Aikman, who has thrown only 3 touchdown passes, leads the Cowboy offense. And up front, Mark Tuanay, Nate Newton, Mark Stepnoski, Derek Kennard, and Eric Williams simply brilliant at right tackle. Emmett Smith and Darryl Johnston in the backfield. Alvin Harper and Michael Irvin, the receivers, with Jay Novacek, the tight end. Novacek is in motion, 2nd and 5. And here is Emmett Smith with his first carry. And he dives forward for the first down at the 35, where Andre Collins makes the tackle. Redskins defensively, and they have been playing better than expected. Defensive line, Sterling Palmer, Tim Johnson, Bobby Wilson, and Tony Woods. Linebackers, Andre Collins, Tyrone Stowe in the middle, and Ken Harvey on the outside. Darrell Green, Daryl Morrison, Martin Bayless, and Tom Carter make up the Redskins secondary. First and 10 on the Washington 35. It was Russell Maryland who recovered the fumble, but Dixon Edwards created it. And the first pass of the game by Troy Aikman. And the pass is caught to the 25-yard line, and the man they want to work on, Michael Irvin, making the catch.
Yeah, they didn't take much time getting the ball to Michael Irvin. They talked about it all week. We want to get the ball into the hands of our wideouts, particularly Irvin. Now, you're going to notice, look at the protection. There's nobody around him, and he could read Tolstoy back there. And the ball gets out, and he played the zone. He's going to break underneath Darrell Green, and watch the backers come from inside out. One thing to remember about Michael Irvin, once he catches it, pound it.
2 tight ends for the Cowboys on first down. And the pitch to Emmett Smith, and down he goes. And a loss of about 6 or 7 yards. Tony Woods came storming in for the Redskins. And a loss of 6.
Yeah, Tony Woods made an outstanding play. All he did was just come up the field hard. Tony Woods really is a marked man in this Redskin defense today. And the reason he is because he's playing across from Eric Williams. Eric Williams, the best offensive tackle in the football world today. And he told me last night he's got something to prove, and he was angry. And that's not good news if you're playing across from him.
I'd stay away from him. Second down and 16. throw, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Alvin Harper, but he was open, and that'll bring up third down. And right now, the Cowboys are very close to being out of field goal range.
Now, Troy Aikman, if you give him time, he's going to tear your rear end up because he will throw the ball deep. He'll have time for the deep comebacks. He'll have time for everything underneath to open the intermediate zone. You have to get pressure on Aikman.
Kevin Williams is in as a third wide receiver, number 85. Aikman is getting a pressure, and his pass is knocked down by Carter as Aikman gets hit after the toss. And a penalty flag is down, and we are going to have a personal foul against the Redskins.
We talked about getting pressure on Aikman. The Redskins know it well, so they show you the 5 down, and then they watch them take 51, drop them out of there, bring the blitz, Harvey right up the middle. That breaks down the pocket.
No foul. Roughing a passer. Number 70. Extra steps. 15 yards. First down.
Now you saw Leonard Marshall take that extra step and smack Aikman right in the face with his head. Now, in the old days, that was not a big deal, but they're watching the quarterback even closer this year.
So the Redskins, who would have been out of danger perhaps had there not been a penalty, and now it is a first down for the Cowboys on the 16-yard line. Emmitt Smith gets maybe a yard or so. Tim Johnson, not 100%, but starting at tackle with the injured pec muscle, making the stop.
And you also see Darrell Morrison, the safety up there. Now inside the 20, in the red zone or the green zone, like the Dallas Cowboys like to call it, you'll see a lot of tackles made at the line of scrimmage from the safeties because they're going to start pulling people up. This is the time for the wideouts to get to the middle of the field.
Second down and 9. In motion goes Novacek, and the slant pass is caught by Urban. Inside the 5-yard line, it'll be another first down. Keep in mind that the Cowboys are perfect inside the 20 this year.
Talked about the safeties coming up. That means the middle of the field is going to be open, and that means get the ball to Michael Irvin on the end. You see all your pressures coming inside out from your linebackers underneath because they're starting to play their safeties a little tighter.
Hard to believe that Michael Irvin comes into this 4th game without a touchdown reception. And he's out on the sideline right now. 2 tight ends, first and goal on the 3. Emmitt Smith goes in for the touchdown. So the Cowboys have now scored on their opening possession 4 straight games.
This ball is supposed to go to the left side. Watch 48, Darrell Johnson. He's going to come right over here. Well, vision takes you back over here, and that's what Emmitt Smith uses. Watch Johnson with the block. The backer will fill right inside. Now watch, back other way. See this right over here? That's vision, because you're watching the linebacker get to the hole, and it opens up a space, and that's where you run.
4th touchdown of the year for Emmitt Smith rushing. Chris Bonio, the undrafted rookie, for the extra point. And the Dallas Cowboys take advantage of a turnover and take the lead 7-0. And who else? Emmitt Smith giving Dallas the early lead. There's Emmitt Smith, who came out of practice this week. Remember, he's had the turf toe with an injured foot, but he is not 100%, but close enough. And the Cowboys were helped along by a roughing the passer penalty that let their drive continue, and they have a 7-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, if I'm on the Washington Redskins, I find a way to step on that foot in a hurry. Let me tell you, stomp it as much as you can.
Bonio kicking off, and Mitchell and Rush again back for the Redskins. And it'll be Brian Mitchell again from the 5. Mitchell is upended at the 25-yard line, and the tackle is made by Joe Fishback, who's back in action.
Well, we talked about Eric Williams, and he's really a powerful man, but what you forget about, and you want to watch him right here, how quick he is. This is known as a double shovel. See the offensive tackle come in and swing that rear end in here and allow the tight end Galbraith right here to seal this off. Now 2 men are blocking 3, and that just takes Emmitt Smith back inside.
on the 25. Ethan Horton in motion. Shuler getting pressure from Tolbert, and his swing pass is incomplete. He was trying to go to Reggie Brooks. Redskins come in the game, much to the dismay of Norv Turner, last in the NFL in turnover ratio, now -8. And that's the worst in the National Football League.
And, you know, and not in that graphic are mistakes, like the roughing the passer penalty that gave him a big first down, which allowed him to score.
Second down, 10. Here's Mitchell. Brian Mitchell is short of a first down by about a yard, so it'll be 3rd and short. Tony Tolbert in on the stop.
You look at this Dallas Cowboy defense, and you look at the strength. The first thing that pops out is team speed. Everybody can run. The next thing that shows up really is a weakness, and that is they don't have a lot of rocks in their pocket. It's not a real big group. So if you can get your power running game going, you can blow the middle of this defense wide open.
And just keep that 94 Haley out of your backfield. 3rd down and 1. Penalty flag down. And the handoff up the middle to Brian Mitchell.
That was good poise by Shuler. It's a hard count by a rookie making his first start. Looks like the indication will go against Dallas.
And that'll be a first down. It'll be declined because Mitchell had the yardage.
Both sides. Right defensive end. 5 yards. That's a first down.
So they take the 5 yards and get a few extra, so the ball will be placed at the 39. And a first down for the Redskins. Heath Shuler, Troy Aikman telling us last night, said, I wanted to be the #1 pick in the draft. And Aikman said, you're better off being pick number 3 and playing for Norv Turner in Washington.
He got his mind a little settled with that.
2 tight ends on first down. Play fake. And here comes Haley, and the pass is downfield and is intended for Henry Ellard, but Charles Haley coming in strong.
Well, Haley is leading the National Football League in the sack department. This is the reason why. When you talk about Charles Haley, you're going to watch him right here. He's snake-like. That's what they talk about. His ability to slither. He'll jump a gap and then make you miss. And on the other end of that, what Shuler just did there is what the Redskins have not had in a long, long time. And that is mobility in the pocket. Because of that mobility, Haley's probably going to have to get on his horse quite a bit to get a sack.
Second to Darian Connor in the NFL in that department. 2nd and 5, and a draw play, fumble, and the Cowboys have it, and they're threatening again, and Darren Smith picks up the 2nd fumble of the game for the Cowboys, and they are threatening again in this first quarter.
2 fumbles by Washington. 2 linebackers make the play. First is Dixon Edwards. Now is Darren Smith. Watch Smith come through. Comes back underneath. Now he just get his hand in there and scrapes it, and one of the few times this will ever happen, bounces right back into his hand. Shuler tries to make the tackle, and Ethan Horton finishes him off. Watch the hand come in and just slap it right out. In fact, he dropped it before he ever really got the handle on it.
Butch Davis said they work on that every day in practice, trying to strip the ball away.
Work on stripping, but you can't work on the quarterback not getting him the ball or the running back not getting the handle.
Emmitt Smith with a short gain gets inside the 20-yard line. So here are the Cowboys, who had only 2 takeaways coming into this game and already have 2 turnovers to their credit.
The Washington Redskins are not talented enough of a team to overcome any kind of turnovers. They're not talented enough defensively to hold up all the time, and offensively they almost have to play a perfect game to beat the Dallas Cowboys.
2nd down and 10. Aikman looking the throw, and the pass is intercepted by Tom Carter, and the Redskins get a turnover, and a big one.
This is just a poor throw by Aikman. He had all kinds of time. Irvin has the separation. Carter closes on a poorly thrown ball. 7-0 Dallas.
third interception of the season thrown by Troy Aikman, who has 3 touchdowns to his credit. And now the Redskins are on their 3-yard line. Reggie Brooks, number 40, the running back, with Whitecheck blocking in front. And Brooks brings it out to about the 7 or 8 yard line.
Well, Aikman just had a poorly thrown ball, and I think the reason was he had so much time. He was waiting for him to come open. First thing I want you to watch is the protection of the offensive line. He's got all kinds of time. Now watch the separation up here. See Michael Irvin, there's the separation you're looking for. Aikman throws the ball, and he puts too much air under it, and that allows Carter to come back and make the pick.
There's Carter in his 2nd season and a big interception. Desmond Howard in the lineup. Redskins thought they might be able to do something with him today. This pass swung out to Brian Mitchell, who was ridden out of bounds. And it was Dixon Edwards that time defending on the play. This is Dick Stockton and Matt Millen of Fox Sports, welcoming viewers around the world, especially in Canada, Germany, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. And we know you're enjoying this game as much as our viewers here at home on the Fox Network. One of the great rivalries of the NFL, the Redskins and the Cowboys. And 7-0 in favor of Dallas with 5:30 remaining in the first quarter. 3rd down and 2. Ricky Irvins checks in for Washington. Slant pass intended for Orlando Truitt.
They're going to get a
penalty marker down, and there's a flag down.
Kevin Smith was right on getting a jam on Orlando Truitt. Now he has 5 yards. This is going to be interesting because I think Smith was within the 5 yards of getting the jam. The ball came out, and Truitt was not able to get to the football because Smith was jamming him.
Pass interference, number 26, defense, 1st down.
Right down here at the bottom of your screen. Now watch, he has to here. He has to the 15 to get his jam. There's the jam, there's the ball. That's pushing that rule a little bit. I think because Truitt couldn't get to the football, that's why they threw the flag. But Kevin Smith, that was a very good jam.
So the Redskins beneficiaries of a penalty. And it is a 1st down on the 16-yard line. Here is Reggie Brooks trying to go outside, and he is wrestled down that time by Darren Woodson. And there's an example of the good speed that the Dallas Cowboy defense has overall.
That's exactly it. They're right there. It's all speed. When you're going to run against this Cowboy defense, you have to pound it inside. And it's not until you have success inside that you dare take it outside. Now Reggie Brooks with a fumbled inside. Now he's trying to bounce it. You can't do that. Everybody on this defense runs.
And if you're going to run against Dallas, you got to run up the middle. 2nd down and 11 after the loss. Here comes a blitz, and Shuler goes down. A blitz that time by Darren Smith, and a loss on the play.
All the big plays are being made by the Dallas linebackers. Watch Darren Smith walk up late. Comes up late, and then, boom, everybody's accounted for. And with Haley, he comes inside. That holds the guard. The guard can't get back outside. See Ray Brown, and that allows the sack.
And a loss of 8 yards. And you know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to disguise their defenses and try to confuse young Shuler. This is a learning experience, and as you said.
But Dick, he didn't confuse Shuler right there. He confused the offensive line. You need the offensive line, especially when it's your strength.
3rd down and 7, and the handoff to Ricky Irvins. 3rd and 17, and that will bring up 4th down, and the Redskins will have to kick from their end zone. Charles Haley making the tackle for Dallas. And Kevin Williams, who missed the Detroit game with a sprained knee, back in action, not only as a 3rd receiver, but as a kick returner. Reggie Roby will punt from the end zone. Roby does not get off a good kick. And it will drop in Redskin territory, where it is down there by Tyrone Rush. So once again, the Cowboys will start in Redskin territory.
Everybody thinks they know Troy Aikman, huh? Yeah, well, I'll tell you about Troy Aikman. He's a cool customer.
I mean, I remember this one time. He was surrounded by crazed linemen. I was the ref, and I was yelling at him, Troy, run, man, run! Ha, ha, ha! No! He stayed in that pocket, threw a perfect strike, and then, oh, man! Aikman took it!
Like a man.
Darren Smith, number 59, gets the sack off the corner. And the reason is Charles Haley comes back inside and ties up Ray Brown. Watch Ray Brown. He gets passed inside, and he cannot get outside to make Darren Smith. Smith comes clean. Sack. Big play. The linebackers of the Cowboys are making all big plays here in the first quarter.
No surprise there. First down on the 43 of the Redskins. Troy Aikman passing out to the right side to Darrell Johnston. And the Moose, as you hear from the crowd, and a flag is thrown as well, is stopped by Tom Carter. Tom White, our official. The Cowboys have started all three of their possessions in Washington territory today. And a flag will be against the Skins, apparently.
5-yard face mask, number 25 defense. It'll still be first down.
I don't know what they call 5 and what they call 15, but man, he had a hold of that one. Sometimes they say it's inadvertent, and that would be 5 yards, and then the other one they just latch onto it, they give you 15. Heck, maybe that was in between. They should have given him 10.
See the Cowboys, great starting field position so far in this game. Larry Allen has replaced Mark Tuinei at left tackle on the offensive line for the Cowboys. There is Allen, who has had a tough personal life, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. And, you know, a few years ago, his college coach called me. Bobby Cole went to high school with me, said, we got ourselves a prospect in Larry Allen. I said, that's a no mistake. And they said, this guy can be unbelievable.
Second down and 1, and Emmitt Smith will have the first down. And let's see if he stepped out of bounds, and he did at about the 27-yard line.
So Tuinei gets hurt. So where do they run? Right behind big Eric Williams. You take the best offensive tackle in the league, and you stick him on that right side, and then you start one way, and then you just find that 79, and you just follow him. Speaking to Eric Williams last night, he had fire in his eyes. He was a little embarrassed about the game 2 weeks ago when he gave up a sack at the end of the game. He said, I've got something to prove today.
And a big penalty as well. That hurt the Cowboys in that game. First down on the 27. Pressure on Aikman, and he gets rid of it. And Novacek is the receiver. He is well short of the first down by 6 or 7 yards. Give him a 5-yard pickup, and making the tackle for the Redskins was Darrell Morrison. So a variety of receivers, all weapons that Aikman has at his behest with Novacek and the receiver.
But did you notice what he did? He went now from getting deep with Irvin. After the interception, he got a little conservative, and he started throwing to the flat, now to the tight end, the underneath stuff, get his confidence back, and then he'll go back up.
Second down and 5. And they go to Emmitt Smith. And once again, the Redskins, who have been very effective against the running game in this first quarter, and Tim Johnson, the tackle, making the stop after a gain of 1.
Good call by the Washington Redskins, Ron Lim, defensive coordinator. Now that's a calculated move. You know, you got second and long, so they go with the blitz. And they bring everybody up inside that run blitz, take away the running lanes, and it leaves Smith nowhere to go.
Tuinei twisted his back, and it's questionable as to whether he'll return. 3rd and 5 on the Washington 22. Kevin Williams in motion. And the slant pass for Irvin. And a flag down, and will they call it on Darrell Green?
And Millen. Yes, they will. Yeah, that's man-to-man out there in one of the great matchups of this series and also in the league. Darrell Green and Michael Irvin. Again, it's within the 5 yards. Get your hands on him. Green knows
pass interference.
He misses the jam, so he just grabbed him.
Down.
You saw he put his hand around the hip because he missed the jam. Where Darrell has had problems with Michael Irvin is in Irvin's ability to be physical with him. He's mismatched in terms of height, but he also is in terms of strength.
So it's a first down for Dallas on the 18. Darryl Johnson, the lead back, getting a chance to carry for a change. Normally he is the blocker on the lead draw, and he picks up good yardage.
It's funny, we always talk about Emmitt Smith in their running game, and every now and then they throw that crumb to Darryl Johnson. If you notice, they started the game to Johnson, and they'll finish it with him too, because he's power from guard to guard. You know when Johnson gets the ball, it's coming right at you. And they're doing that for a reason, to soften the corners for Smith.
And Johnston knocked Tyrone Stowe back a bit after picking up 9 yards. Second down and 1. And a whistle before the play. And this will appear to be against the Cowboys, as the play is blown dead.
There is no play. Of a false start. Left guard. 5 yards. Still second down.
That's Nate Newton. 5-yard penalties. So it'll still be second down, but now 2nd and 6 coming up.
It was fun last night talking with Barry Switzer. I really enjoyed it. I got a little confused, though. After speaking to him, I thought the Redskins were playing, or going to be playing, the Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, the Cowboys, rather. I kept on talking about what the Washington Redskins kept on telling me about the Oklahoma Sooners.
I thought he was going to recruit you.
It's unbelievable.
Ball on the 14. And more penalties down, and carrying up the middle, Darryl Johnson once again. Sterling Palmer seemed to jump. Let's see if he was drawn offside. 4 seconds remain in the first quarter here, and all the action has been on one half of this field.
Well, I guess if you're going to be offsides, really be offsides.
Offsides. Number 97 defense. Penalties decline. First down.
And first and goal, as Sterling Palmer, who just came into the ball game, jumped. Washington Redskins this season, 67%. The opposition has scored touchdowns. That's not a number you've got to be proud of. And the clock runs down, and that is the end of the first quarter here at RFK Stadium with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 7, the Washington Redskins nothing. There's the blockbuster video blimp piloted by Terry Dillard of Lake Monroe, Florida, giving us the view of RFK Stadium as we start the second quarter. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen. First and goal at the 6 for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith, and he has his second touchdown of the game. Both up the middle runs against the Redskins.
The Dallas Cowboys only have about 4 plays. And the reason they're so simplistic is because they're so physical right up here. Watch the offensive line come off. There's a nice block right inside on Stepnoski. He seals, and now cut back inside. The key is to just keep everybody on somebody. And then, of course, when Emmitt Smith can lower his shoulders and use his strength, arm tackles won't stop him.
5 touchdowns rushing for Emmitt Smith, and now Chris Boniol will attempt to give the Cowboys a 14-0 lead, and he does on the first play of the second quarter. So Emmitt Smith already with 9 rushes and 2 touchdowns, giving Dallas a 2-touchdown lead.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. By Wendy's, after 25 years, quality is still our recipe. And by Heineken, just being the best is enough.
Troy Aikman, who has had the ball 3 times in Washington territory, and the Cowboys lead 14-0. Chris Boniol kicking off, and again it's a short kick and on the run. Brian Mitchell. And Mitchell gets a couple of extra yards, and it was Bill Bates, and a flag is down, so there'll be a penalty as well.
Yeah, that's going to be on Brian Mitchell. That was stupidity. He was down on his back, and then he kicked Bates.
Self-destructive penalties, and that'll eliminate any good field position the Redskins might have gotten following Mitchell's kickoff return.
Watch at the end. Mitchell is down, and Bates is just coming by him, and then he just on his back, and he just look at that, just kicks him right in the throat, kicks him in the throat.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 30 during the return, kicked the Dallas player.
Tell you one thing,
15
Matt.
yards, first down.
They should recall that. They should rename that penalty unnecessary stupidity because there's no reason for that. I don't care how excited you are. You're in a big game and you have terrible field position all day long. You don't do something stupid like that and kick a guy in the face.
Well, the Redskins are not giving Heath Shuler much of a chance here. His backs have fumbled twice. And Dallas has had great field position and bad penalties. First down on the 22. Shuler loses the ball, but it should be an incompleted pass attempt as Haley came rushing in and putting good pressure. Right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio. JB?
All right, Dick. History made at Tampa Stadium. Take a look on this play here. Vernon Turner takes the punt at his own 20 and watch him work the rest of the way. Nifty moves downfield, an 80-yard return. First kickoff or punt return for a touchdown in Tampa history. They lead at 17-0. Back to Dick.
All right, JB. Second down and 10. And Shuler gets hit. And a flag is down in the backfield, the defensive backfield. Desmond Howard was the intended receiver, but tell you, the offensive line didn't keep the Cowboys at that time either.
They didn't have a shot. Charles Haley, he made a swim move on that offensive lineman and got by him so fast, it was unbelievable.
But a personal foul will be called against Dallas.
Watch Haley 94 and watch his swim move. Watch how he jumps when he makes moves. See how he jumps? He told me last night that when he jumps, he hopes the offensive lineman gives him a push because what it does is propel him upfield and really it pushes him beyond the blocker.
Meanwhile, in the secondary, Larry Brown was called for a personal foul holding, and so it's a first down for the Redskins on their 27. Shuler gets some time, and he's going for Orlando Truitt, and the pass is out of bounds. Redskins' first 3 possessions of this game, and remember, they wanted to take as much pressure off Heath Shuler as possible. 2 fumbles and a punt that didn't go very far.
And if you wanted to draw up a script, you couldn't have drawn up a worse one than right here. You put all the pressure now onto Heath Shuler. He's got to throw to get them back in the game. This is a position you don't want a rookie quarterback making his first start to be in.
Second and 10 on the 27-yard line. And the give is to Brooks, cutting back, and doesn't get far. Once again, the speed.
Pure speed.
In the offensive line, and now they call a fumble. And the Cowboys have recovered the fumble. That's the 3rd recovery by Dallas today, and Norv Turner doesn't know what to think.
Well, if you ask Norv Turner about his team's execution to this point, I'm sure he'd be all in favor of it.
It came out. Back here at RFK Stadium, along with Matt Millen, Dick Stockton, and Dallas leading 14-0. And the 3rd fumble of the game. Reggie Brooks coughed it up, and Tony Tolbert recovered. So that is the 3rd turnover by Washington. And Dallas has scored 7 off of the turnovers thus far. First and 10 on the Washington 27. Michael Irvin in motion. And Darrell Johnston with the short gain. If you're looking for action and adventure, turn to Fox this Friday night and meet a new breed of superhero, Mantis, followed by the show USA Today calls excellent, thrilling, and terrifying, The X-Files. It's a night of all new episodes this Friday on Fox. Every play from scrimmage has been in Redskin territory for the Dallas Cowboys, and for the Redskins as well, for that matter. 2nd and 7. Aikman swings it out to Emmitt Smith. Little extra extra effort for Smith. And he is close to the first down, and it was Andre Collins finally.
Well, that's one of those plays where when you get graded defensively, the coaches are going to say, well, you get a missed tackle and you also get a tackle. Because Emmitt Smith gets him out in the flat, and then he puts a move on Andre Collins. Watch, Collins sees him. He's going to drop out into the flat. Now watch the little move right here. Boom. Okay, now you miss. Now you come back to recover, and then you get, actually you get 2 misses on 1 play. Watch the feet, the quickness of Smith. And now he'll make you miss again with strength. So he made a miss with speed, and then he made a miss with strength. And that's bad. I tell you, that's one of the ones you want to close your eyes when it comes up in the tapes the next day.
And it will come up in the tapes.
And they'll be glad enough to point it out, believe me.
Leonard Marshall finally made the tackle downfield. Measuring for the first down, and they are shy. So it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard. Darrell Boykin has replaced Tom Carter in the Redskins secondary. Ball is on the Washington
65.
18. And Emmitt Smith has enough for the first down.
Dallas has gotten the ball 3 times, and every time, look at this, they got the touchdown, and then they had so much time they didn't know what to do, so they threw an interception, then another touchdown. You know what this means right here? This means the offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys is dominating the Washington Redskins front 7. They're running whenever they want, wherever they want, and they have all kinds of time to throw the football.
And all 3 times started in Redskin territory. First down on the 12-yard line. Here is Emmitt Smith. Changes direction, but there are white-shirted Redskins there, led by Martin Bayless and company, and a no gain on that play.
Again, the safety's coming up and getting very active down here inside the 20. Now, I want you to watch. Here's what I want you to watch. I want you to watch the guys back here run to the football. They're going to stop it at the point of attack. Bobby Wilson, right here, 94. Andre Collins attacks. Now watch everybody get to the football. Everybody runs. Again, the one place where the Redskins have good team speed is in their linebackers and their secondary.
2nd down and 10. Tom Carter back in there for the Skins. Aikman pumps. Can't find anyone, and Emmitt Smith.
That's been the most effective tackle all day. Credit the surface. Because if he can take off and run, he's going to make somebody miss, and he's probably going to run through a poor arm tackle.
That was a good situation where there was good coverage by the Redskins downfield. Monty Coleman into the ball game, and of course a big day today for him, playing in his 205th game in a Redskin uniform, tying the great Art Monk for the most games played by a Redskin, and he'll break the record next week. 3rd and 11. Aikman's pass, and hit immediately is Kevin Williams, and he is ridden out of bounds by Alan Grant, who came aboard last week as a free agent. He was in training to be a fireman in Atlanta. The Redskins signed him and played well against the Falcons.
And a calculated move again by the defensive staff of the Redskins. They go with man coverage, and they jump you, and they say, okay, our backs are where everything's been going wrong. Now we're going to come up and we're going to challenge you, and they pass the test.
Chris Boniol, who is perfect this year, along with the former Cowboy kicker Eddie Murray, 7 for 7. This will be a 28-yard attempt. And Boniol's kick is good.
When things are going right, they're going right.
Off the post, and it went back for a successful field goal. And it is now 10-0 in favor, 17-0 in favor.
Boino, the kicker, actually doesn't hit this square. You can see how he hits the meter in the middle of the ball. Watch it. Up a little bit too high, and that makes the ball come out as a duck, not end over end, but kind of sideways. And because it's sideways, when it hits the post, it propels itself back inside. Probably had it been end over end, he'd have missed it.
Munoz perfect on the year at 8 for 8. And here is Mitchell returning for the Redskins. Brian Mitchell brings it out beyond the 40-yard line. And the Skins will finally have good field position. No penalty markers down this time. A 39-yard return for Mitchell, who leads the NFC. Coming up the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, the Eagles and the 49ers. That's Cunningham and Young. Can they run as quarterbacks? The Giants won't have Rodney Hampton as they go against New Orleans. Atlanta and the LA Rams, and both teams coming off victories last week.
I think that Philadelphia game is going to be a fun one to watch, just because San Francisco's offensive line is so beat up.
First down on the 44-yard line for Heath Shuler. And the pass intended for Mitchell turned him around. And right now, let's go to James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, Dick. Sterling Sharp is 3 catches away from setting the Packers' all-time receiving record. This one an 11-yard pass from Brett Favre, and the Packers leading the Patriots 10-0. That one in the second quarter. Back to Washington, Dick and Matt.
All right, JB, thank you very much. Dallas Cowboys in a hole here, trailing 17-0. Have second down and 10 on the 44. Ricky Irvins in the game as a possible receiver. Shuler is hit after getting out of the pocket, and it was Jim Jeffcoat, nickel lineman.
You know, the interesting thing, yesterday, speaking to Norv Turner, I said, you think they're going to blitz Heath Shuler? He said, you know, the Cowboys don't like to blitz until they get up to about 15 to 17 points up on you. Then they'll start to bring everybody. Well, now they're down 17 points, so you better get ready for the blitz, and here they come.
Jeffcoat in there, and so when he does, Haley moves to the other side and goes against Ed Simmons. Shuler has been under pressure today. Third down and 9. And Shuler's pass is short, intended for Ellard. And again, they put some pressure on Heath.
Haley is putting on a clinic to both of these offensive tackles. Charles Haley told us last night, Big Ed Simmons tries to power me. First time out, I'm going to put a spin on him. Watch this. Back inside, right in the face. On the other side, he told us that he was going to go with power on Lachey, and he's had all kinds of pressure inside. Told you before, Charles Haley is one of the smartest, analytically minded players I've ever been around.
Reggie Roby with a high kick. Kevin Williams at the 11. And Kevin Williams has a blocker. Roby misses it. And he gets to midfield. And what do you know? The Cowboys again will start in Redskin territory. A 38-yard return by Kevin Williams. Tyrone Rush on the stop. Here at RFK Stadium, all eyes on Heath Shuler, but it hasn't been all his fault. The Cowboys are leading 17-0. They've taken advantage of 2 turnovers. Redskins have turned the ball over 3 times thus far. And it's a 17-point game, and Dallas has scored 10 off of the Redskin turnovers. And once again, they begin at midfield. A lot of pressure on the Washington defense. Emmitt Smith, and he'll get a yard, that's all. Tyrone Stowe, who was acquired from the Phoenix Cardinals, but just that job, stopping the run right there.
Now, it's one thing to talk about the turnovers, and then it's another thing to talk about going against a physically superior team. And that shows up, again, in that offensive line. And until you can take care of that, and how do you take care of it when you're less superior? Then you have to start bringing blitzes. You have to start bringing more people to the line of scrimmage to stop it. Of course, that opens up the passing game.
Second down and 9. Aikman getting rushed. Flips it to Johnston. Darryl Johnston will have the first down. And good ad-libbing by Troy Aikman on that play. Martin Bayless brought him down, and a pickup of 17.
Well, when all else fails, you flip it to the Moose. It never ceases to amaze me that wherever Darryl Johnston is, whether he's at home or whether he's at RFK, as soon as he catches the ball, the cheer of Moose comes up. You can see he had pressure from Ken Harvey, and then he just flips it out. And he's a safety valve, but that's what good quarterbacks and well-seasoned quarterbacks will do. He'll have the presence to stand in there.
First down, and Emmitt Smith tests the right side and gets to the 30-yard line, where Ken Harvey brings him down. A 3-yard gain for Emmitt Smith, who already has scored 2 touchdowns today. .7:25 remaining in the first half. The Cowboys lead the Redskins 17-0 and have dominated this game. 107 total yards. The Redskins have managed only 24. Second down and 7 on the Redskin 29. Harper in motion. Hard count. Smith. No room. And it looks like the natural grass is causing him some problems today. 2-yard gain that time. Skies have cleared. Overcast. Field was covered before the game. Lights have been on since the start today. And the 208th consecutive sellout. Third down and 6. Aikman swings it out to Johnston, who gets by Monty Coleman and dives and may have a first down. The play is blown dead at the 23. Coleman missed the tackle there and a gain of 5. Let's see where they spot it. And they may be bringing in the chains. It is a Dallas first down. Barry Switzer telling us yesterday we've got to play Dallas Cowboy football to win the game today.
Well, then he didn't define what Dallas Cowboy football was. Tell you what Dallas Cowboy football was right there was extra effort by Darryl Johnson, because Monty Coleman had him stopped for the first down, and then a poor effort on the tackle resulted in a first down.
First down on the Redskin 22. And Emmitt Smith off the right side. Smith gets to about the 12 and close to another first down, maybe short by a yard or so. Martin Bayless, Tom Carter.
Tell you what Dallas Cowboy football is. Dallas Cowboy football is simple. It's power. It's let Emmitt Smith carry the ball. It's just let him create some things, because they're so much more talented than the other teams. When you're very talented, you become very simple. When you're less talented, you have all kinds of game plans and all kinds of things to do because you don't have enough talent to get the job done.
They don't need gimmicks. Emmitt Smith driven back, and he may have the first down just outside the 10-yard line. Tyrone Stowe that time. Well, Michael Irvin hasn't figured much in this game. Came in without a touchdown catch, and Emmitt Smith has been the big man. And Smith is shaken up. He's been bothered by the turf toe and aggravated the foot this week. And Lincoln Coleman, who himself has suffered a twisted knee, will come in for Emmitt Smith.
Remember last year when everybody talked about Aikman, we have to take care of him, and Emmitt Smith held out at the beginning of the year, and there was a debate on who really is the offense here. Is it Smith or is it Aikman? Well, I'll tell you this, you talk about the Dallas Cowboy offense across the league, and you ask him what makes this thing go, and to a man, they say Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is what makes that offense go. That's not to lessen what Troy Aikman is or what kind of player he is. It's just to say that this man gets everything else going.
And that may be the difference between Dallas and San Francisco, for that matter, having that outstanding running back. Not to take anything away from Ricky Waters.
He's limping a little bit. Maybe one of the Redskins finally figured out to step on his foot.
That's not under the classification of fair play, man.
No, it may not be, but I'm going to tell you, that's the reality of the National Football League. I remember playing a couple times, and when a guy was hurt, it was stressed in the locker room to make sure that hurt got hurt again.
Time of possession nearly 2-1 in favor of the Cowboys, who have a first down on the 11. Leading 17-0. Two tight ends for Dallas. And the pass to Johnston, and he is ridden out of bounds. Darryl Johnston playing a big role offensively today. Andre Collins knocked him out of bounds.
You know, the funny thing about Darryl Johnston is he always has a big role in the offense. Even when he doesn't carry the football or catch the ball, his role is so important because all you ever do is you listen. You don't even have to watch the game. You just listen. And you hear Darryl Johnston just smacking people. You hear helmets on helmets. This guy is one of the biggest reasons why this offense runs. Smith carries. This guy does all the damage up front.
Emmitt Smith has a strained hamstring. We don't know whether he'll be back. Pass is caught at the goal line, and it's a touchdown. And so Jay Novacek, the tight end, with the touchdown toss, and the Cowboys add to their lead.
This is a touchdown of body position. Right here. You're going to see, first of all, the tight end just gets back outside. Now all he has to do is use his body to get between the defender and the ball. Ken Harvey, 6 points. It looks so simple.
So Boniol is on again with the score 23-0. And this is a quiet crowd at RFK Stadium, and Chris Boniol's kick is good, and it is now 24-0. Last year, the Cowboys beat the Redskins 38-3. And that was the largest margin between the teams, but there's got to be concern for the hamstring pull by Emmitt Smith.
Well, at 24-0, you go in and tell Emmitt Smith to take a shower, get a couple hot dogs, and enjoy yourself. The Washington Redskins knew that this game could get out of hand. But they felt like if they didn't turn the ball over, which they did, if they didn't make mental errors, which they did, they had a shot, which they don't.
Not only the turnovers, but the roughing the passer penalty, the punt return, special teams mix-ups have all hurt the Redskins. Coming up at the Dockers halftime, James and Terry will have all the scores and highlights. Plus, we'll hear from NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue on this week's owners meeting in Dallas. That's all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. Troy Aikman now has thrown at least one touchdown in 14 of his last 15 games, and one in each of his last 11. So Shuler, learning experience, and he'll always remember his first game. I was in a 24-0 hole in the first half, he'll tell his friend.
Well, it'll be a great story if he says that we came back and won 28-24, but
we'll all have a scoop if that happens.
Yeah, well, last night he kept on telling himself all he wanted to do was have patience and poise and just treat it like practice.
Boniol's kick, and it's going to be Mitchell again at the 9-yard line. Brian Mitchell. And with 4:03 remaining, penalty flag is down. Bill Bates was in on the stop. Here's Tom White. And a personal foul called against Dallas will add to the Redskins field position here.
Personal foul, spearing, number 34 on the tackle, 15 yards.
Spearing,
first down.
Called against Tommy Agee, and so they tacked 15 yards onto the return. There it was from number 34. Rollie McKenzie is at center right now. Mark Schlereth at right guard as the Redskins start from their 45. Shuler's pass intended for Henry Ellard is short and once again pressured. And it was Charles Haley once more. Well, our NFL trivia question. Name the 5 NFL franchises to win back-to-back Super Bowls. That's our NFL trivia question for today.
I'll tell you who's not trivial right now is Charles Haley. he's been schooling the entire offensive line of the Washington Redskins. This guy has not made a bad play yet.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Shuler going up top. And he was going for Orlando Truitt. It was Brown covering downfield for Dallas.
Brown had him all the way in great coverage. Truitt got tripped up and fell. Actually, he was out of control. He was running out of control. They had to take their shot down the field sooner or later. And the thing for Shuler is the fact that he has to get rid of the ball now, and he can't throw on rhythm because Haley is causing so much of a problem. Even there, where he doesn't get a hit on him, he pushes Lachey back into the face of the quarterback and makes him throw it fast.
Here are the updates on the scores, and Detroit coming back against Tampa Bay. 3rd down and 10 on the 45. Haley working against Lachey. And Shuler going deep and trying to get to Truitt again. And he was covered downfield by Brock Marion. Well, Michael Irvin hasn't done much, but his team is winning. Not so for Ellard.
Well, he hasn't even sniffed the ball today. Part of it has been coverage, and part of it has been the fact that Shuler hasn't had the time. There you see Brown was all over Ellard, and Ellard really has been the Washington Redskin offense. No catches, no yards, no chance.
Came in with more yardage after 4 games than anyone in the last 40 years. Reggie Roby will kick, and Kevin Williams is back deep. Great kick by Roby. Williams at the 1. And he doesn't get out to the 10-yard line.
That's called supreme confidence or stupidity. As a returner, you stick your feet on the 10-yard line. If it goes over your head, you let it go into the end zone. If not, then you catch it. Went over his head, but he tried to field it.
Good coverage by Monty Coleman. Well, baseball season may be over, but the new Fox comedy Hardball is just warming up. See why the Pioneers are the most outrageous team ever to hit the major leagues. Catch an all-new episode of Hardball tonight, right after The Simpsons. There's Charles Haley.
That's not Haley. That's the Dallas Cowboy defense.
First down on the 10-yard line and a mix-up. And Aikman will go down for no gain. That's the first play run in Dallas territory by either team today.
And if the Redskins have any chance at all right now, they have to make a play. They've got to keep them down here and get some kind of field position because they've been inside their field position all day. They've got to make a big play right here.
Winding down to 3 minutes remaining in the first half. 2nd down and 10. Aikman going deep for Alvin Harper. And Alvin Harper with a play downfield and
Alvin
rule him out of bounds.
He had 5 yards on Darrell Green. Darrell Green is limping a little bit right now. He did not know where his feet were when he came down. I think he was so excited to get that much separation. See Darrell Green limping. Well, how can you throw deep? Very simple. First of all, you have all kinds of time. There's no pressure on Aikman. He'll go back, set, looks all the way, has man-to-man, and then he just heaves it. And then watch the separation between Harper and Green.
Aikman had completed 9 in a row before that play. 3rd down and 10. Aikman's toss to Irvin. And Michael Irvin will have a first down. And that's another thorn for the Redskins, who are hoping to get the ball back, but they won't. A 13-yard pickup with Darrell Morrison on the tackle.
Tom Carter just played too far off. They came with a blitz with the safety up inside. That gave Aikman all kinds of room to throw the ball in there. If you're going to start coming with blitzes and you're going in man coverage, then you better have tight coverage outside.
Aikman has missed only 3 passes today. It's a first down, and the Cowboys will call a timeout. That's the first timeout of this half.
It was interesting speaking with Norv Turner last night. concerning the Dallas Cowboys. I think he knows more about the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, I know he does. He knows more about the Dallas Cowboy offense than he does his own offense. And he should. Stands to reason. He's been there for 3 years. He knows the personalities. He knows their capabilities. And he's just learning his team. Plus, he's trying to put his team together. It doesn't have all the pieces. He needs a quality running back. He does not have it. He needs another big-time receiver. He's hoping Desmond Howard can do it. So far, he hasn't shown it. He needs Henry Eller to continue the pace. Henry Eller's 32 years old. That's not an easy thing to do. And he's got a rookie quarterback who has all kind of potential, but needs time to develop.
And the other thing he needs is a fullback a la Darryl Johnston, who's had a big game so far. And Johnston came very close to signing with the Washington Redskins before re-upping with the Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, in case you missed it, have lost Emmitt Smith, who's in the training room. They're working on his injured hamstring. First down on the 23. Aikman gets time, and he's going for Harper. This time he's got it over Carter, and a big gain for the big play receiver, Alvin Harper. 46 yards.
They go with the blitz. Again, they go with man coverage. Carter, man for man on Harper. He makes his mistake when he turns his head back and looks for the ball. When you're in man coverage, always watch the man. See how he looks right there? As soon as he looks, that gives him separation. That's a completion. 24-0 Dallas Cowboys.
2-minute warning. Job by our Fox technicians in production and cameramen. Richie Zients, our producer, and Artie Kempner, our director here at RFK. First down for the Cowboys on the Redskin 31-yard line. Play action pass for Troy Aikman, and his pass to Michael Irvin, and it is incomplete, and a penalty flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Green was covering Irvin downfield.
Talking to Troy Aikman last night, I said, Troy, you know, you've never won at RFK. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, no, you didn't. You've never won a football game at RFK. In fact, the time that they did win, he got knocked out at halftime. They were leading, so I guess he figures that's a win.
Number 48, 10 yards, still first down.
Well, you know, he's never started and finished with a victory here at RFK Stadium, and there's some question as to whether if the Cowboys maintain a big lead, whether he'll finish today.
Well, some things you just can't teach in all of football. That's one thing there. The ability to go up high like that and pull it down, you just can't teach it.
Following the holding penalty on Johnston, Lincoln Coleman goes nowhere, and Ken Harvey came on strong, and the clock runs. 1 minute and 40 seconds remain in the first half. 24-0 in favor of Dallas. We'll give you our trivia answer, which we'll show you in a moment. Kevin Williams on the reception inside the 30, and we're going to have a timeout. And here is our NFL trivia answer. Now, the 5 NFL franchises to win back-to-back Super Bowls: Dallas, Green Bay, Miami, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco. Steelers did it twice.
I hate it when they did that too.
But you didn't mind when you collected your quartet of nice. Super Bowl rings,
yeah, that
did
was
you?
Nice.
Cowboys call the timeout. They have 1 left. It'll be coming up on a 3rd and 7. Troy Aikman still hasn't found Michael Irvin today, but it hasn't mattered. The defense has done the job in field position, at which the Cowboys have taken advantage.
Remember, early they came out and they wanted Irvin right away to establish it. And then with the turnovers, it kind of got out of hand, so they really didn't have to use Michael Irvin.
Third and 7 on the 28-yard line of the Redskins. And to Heath Shuler's credit so far, he really hasn't had a chance. He has been behind. They know that he has to throw the ball. Hickman going up on top. And Darrell Green fighting downfield with Alvin Harper, and a flag back down at the line of scrimmage.
That is I've never seen Darrell Green ever get into a fight.
He's the most personable guy. He'll come up to you in practice and chat with you, and he never seems to have any kind of anger in him all, and we've never seen it in a game.
I call him do-good. DG Darrell Green, I call him do-good. And see, he'll try to talk about it now, but Harper, he wants nothing to do with it.
Too many white jerseys around for Harper.
Lost in all that, there's a flag on the sideline. Watch a man for man. Now, the one thing as a DB, what you want to do, you turn your back to ball, then you try to run Harper out of bounds.
Might have been Harper's a little extra push after they both went down in a little face mask action.
Just a little wrestling. Oh, do good. He got a little salty. Very, very competitive. Always has a smile on his face.
Offsides, number 70, defense. Penalty is declined.
Leonard Marshall went offside.
Pass interference. Number 28, defense.
But they call the penalty on Darrell Green.
First down.
You know, that's an example right there in that penalty where the height advantage really shows up, because he's working body position on Harper, and Harper at 6'4" can still go above him, so Green has to get inside, then use his butt to try to force him out of bounds, and that's what they call.
And a first down for the Cowboys on the 12 of the Redskins with 1:17 remaining in the half and a chance to add to their total. Here's Lincoln Coleman. And Coleman fighting his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. What great strength and effort by Lincoln Coleman on that run. Well, it appeared as if Coleman had been tackled.
You know, if you want to teach tackling and you're the Washington Redskins, you take this film and you burn it. Watch Lincoln Coleman come through. Andre Collins just got jacked and then loses it, and then there's 5 other guys who can't bring him. That's a tremendous effort by Lincoln Coleman.
And Chris Bonio. So Lincoln Coleman with the touchdown, the 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for the Cowboys, and it is now 31-0 in favor of Dallas. And forget about Shuler's debut. The Washington Redskins are giving a very weak exhibition of football today against their fiercest rivals.
You know, and the toughest thing to judge is defensively how they're playing. And you can see all the missed tackles. Andre Collins with the missed tackle, and then, you know, 3rd and short, and Monty Coleman misses a tackle, and you're giving them all of these opportunities to keep on going, but they're also in bad field position all game long. And they've got to be able to get better field position to give their offense a chance.
First 4 possessions of the game were either at midfield or in Redskin territory. It wasn't so much Shuler throwing interceptions. There were fumbles, and there were 3 of them by the Redskins, and the Cowboys converted for scores on 2 of them.
You know, the funny thing is, when you spoke with Norv Turner, he said our offense might go back a little bit, and he was going to attribute that mainly to the young quarterback, but the quarterback hasn't had anything to do with it today. It's been the running game, and it's been mistakes.
Well, Norv Turner said in 6 weeks our offense may be better than it's been. Bonio kicking off, and Mitchell and Rush are back deep for the Redskins. And it's a short kick, and that is Wycheck. Frank Wycheck, who brings back the short kick shy of the 40-yard line. Well, the sun has come out, but not for the Washington Redskins today after an overcast beginning, and we're looking at the blockbuster video blimp giving us the fine shots, and it sure has cleared in the skies over the nation's capital. 31-0 in favor of the Cowboys. Hungry, obviously, after their thrashing at the hands of Dallas before the bye week. Against Detroit, that is. First down on the 39 for Heath Shuler. Swing pass to Ricky Irvins. That's the first swing pass Shuler has thrown today, and Darren Smith was right there. Dallas has averaged 6 yards on first down, and Washington hasn't even averaged 1 yard on first down today.
And in an offensive game plan where you want to emphasize first down so you cannot get in 3rd and long, that's a terrible statistic.
Under a minute remaining in the first half. 2nd down and 9. Shuler getting the rush, and he flips it, and nearly a touchdown would have. Russell, Maryland, nearly had a gift. And a flag down.
All kinds of pressure from Hennings made possible by the work of Charles Haley. Watch Charles Haley run a stunt. I think Charles Haley is the finest stunt runner in the National Football League, and here's why. Everything is tight. See how tight that is? He doesn't give the offensive lineman any chance to redirect.
Intentional grounding, number 5. By rule, since that is more than 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, it will be placed at the spot of the pass for intentional grounding. Loss of down.
There you started to see Heath Shuler starting to press. No, he wants to make a play, and he wants to have something happen so hard that even under intense pressure, he's just going to start flipping it out.
Look at all those sacks, hurries, and scrambles today by Shuler. 3rd and 22.
Oh, there's a surprise. Charles Haley with another play.
You know, on that previous play, Matt, there were 3 offensive linemen that Haley occupied, and that allowed Dallas to come in easily.
Charles Haley can beat you with power, but remember, he's only 250. But he can also beat you with speed and finesse. Here, he just decides to take speed, and then when he sees he's beat, watch him redirect, and he'll beat you with pure hustle. In all of football, it takes no talent to hustle, and Haley understands that completely.
There is Haley, who had injured his hand as he hit a player's face mask during practice this week. X-rays were taken, and they were negative, but the Redskins have had no answer for Charles Haley in this first half.
The only person who can stop Charles Haley today is that right hand. Nobody has been able to do it. I've always marveled at Charles Haley. He's always been a player who has great instincts. He's always been a player who understands the game plan, knows everybody around him what he's doing, and the players. You know, he was one of the few guys that as a defensive lineman, if something was going wrong in the secondary, he'd tell you what it was.
I was amazed at how he formulated the game and really knocked it down to the bare essentials when we talked to him last night.
Yeah, he'll cut through all the crap and get right to the quick.
Reggie Roby will kick for the Redskins. Kevin Williams back for the Cowboys. Williams inside his 25, muffed it, and won't go far. And the Cowboys will begin from the 29-yard line. That was Johnny Thomas on the downfield tackle for the Redskins. Want to remind you, coming up on our Dockers halftime, scores and highlights, James Brown and Terry Bradshaw in our Hollywood studios, and a conversation with NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. That's all coming up at halftime. Biggest margin between these teams was their last meeting, 38-3, won by Dallas, and right now the Cowboys lead 31-0.
Right here.
And that will be the last play of the first half. Well, sometimes you can throw the records out the window. You can't say that, at least for this half. It's been all Dallas Cowboys. And that is the end of the first half with the score. The Cowboys 31, the Redskins nothing. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station. The Charles Haley story.
Yeah, it's been all Haley. And, you know, the funny thing is he hasn't had a sack. This one goes for a 1-yard gain. But he's made play after play after play all through the first quarter. And it's been pressures. It's been in Heath Shuler's face. He's been doing it all. He's been the whole Dallas Cowboy defense.
And he has occupied so many people on the offensive line that he has allowed other members of the Cowboys to really be free and run wild.
Well, I told you, Charles Haley is the best stunt runner in this league. And when you are and have that ability, what that does, it makes other guys around you look even better, because in running the stunt, you'll take up 2-3 guys like we saw on the sack by Henning.
Very tough for Heath Shuler to start under these circumstances. You see the -4 yards passing because of those sacks, and ugly numbers for Washington.
Well, all they can do right now is forget all this. Take this, cross it right out, and then what you got to do is just come out in the second half and you have a whole new game. Say we lost the first game, we're going to play in the second game. Really, right now for Heath Shuler, this is probably pretty good, because the worst thing that could happen has happened. Now all he has to do is go out there, and heck, he got nothing to lose.
Here's how much pressure Heath Shuler, starting his first NFL game, has been under today.
You can see the hurries and the sacks, and he's forced to scramble, and really see all that pressure, and that really doesn't even tell the whole story, because the times when he has had a little time, because of all the pressure, he's getting rid of the ball quick. You saw the one completion was out in the flat right before the half. I say open the offense up for this thing, get a little confidence for this guy, just let him start heaving the ball. You wanted to get a ground game, forget it, that's history. Open it up, go 4 wides, go 3 wides, and throw.
Can only get better for Heath Shuler after that first half, with his team trailing 31-0. And the big story as far as the Cowboys are concerned is Emmitt Smith's condition. He has a strained right hamstring and came out of the ball game and is not expected to return in the second half. There's Michael Irvin, who, oddly enough, in a game in which the Cowboys had hoped to get him out in the open, they don't need to do that at this point. Darryl Johnston has caught more passes than Michael Irvin in this first half.
Here comes the Dallas Cowboy defense.
One-man gang, really, and Charles Haley, who came off the field with an injured right hand, is just sore, and he's going to go in the second half.
Put a little tape on it, just a bruise. When you play in this league for a long time, hurts don't mean anything anymore. You're never hurt. All you have is a bruise. That's it. So, got a broken bone. I saw a player right before the game talking to him about he had a broken bone in his hand. Billy Bates, how's it? To feel good? It's all right. It's just a break.
And the kickoff to start the second half. Chip Lohmiller. And it's received by Kevin Williams. Williams breaks out and gets out to about the 38-yard line. That's the first time today that Chip Lohmiller has kicked off. Where is Troy Aikman thrown today in the first half?
Well, he went early. He went down twice, and one was an interception. And then everything else has been under 15 yards. But really the story here is not that. The story is he can throw the ball wherever he wants to throw the ball. Everything they've done has been good, 14 for 17. The only mistake has been that one poorly thrown ball, which was an interception.
Cowboys start from their 38-yard line. Lincoln Coleman, who scored a touchdown in the first half on great second effort, showed it again there as he gets close to the 10 yards. Martin Bayless on the stop.
Watch big Nate Newton, number 6, with 330 pounds. Watch him right here. He's going to come out. And you know what I want you to do? I want you to watch how fast Nate wheels on the defensive end would. Watch how fast he turns back inside. That's the agility of a guy 230, 240, 250, not 330. And the funny thing with Nate last night, talked to him, how's your weight? 330? No, 328.
Lincoln Coleman up the middle, first down into Redskin territory. In fact, everyone is trying to tell you how to lose weight. Nate Newton says, I have the best way to gain weight.
That's right.
And that is eat French fries right before you go to sleep.
And that's it. He said, all I need is some French fries and my weight will go right up. The thing that people forget about Nate Newton is how athletic he is. He'll get out in the corner, he'll pull. Inside, they'll use him for quick traps. He has great feet, and if you line anybody up on his nose, he's going to bulldoze you out of there.
First down for Troy Aikman, and his pass intended for Michael Irvin, double covered, incomplete. In the first half, the Cowboys had 7 possessions. First 5 of them were either in Redskin territory or at midfield. And if you're a good team, that's hard to overcome. If you're the Redskins playing the Cowboys, that's impossible.
Yeah, especially the way it happened. And the other thing is, right before this game, talking to a couple different members of the media and also some of the coaching staff, they felt like this game could either be an upset or it could be a blowout. It's not an upset.
Lincoln Coleman for a couple. Tyrone Stowe making the tackle. 31-0. The Dallas Cowboys came into this game having scored and kicked more field goals than scored touchdowns. That's not the case anymore, with 4 TDs in the first half. 3rd down and 8 coming up. There'll be better days for Norv. Pressure on Aikman and knocked away. Good defensive play by Darrell Green. It was intended for Alvin Harper.
Yeah, and Dick, we've been talking a little bit negatively right now about the game, but you know, plays like Darrell Green just made is the reason why they're going to be okay. Because great pride shows up. Because it comes down not only team to team, but player on player. And Darrell Green will be the catalyst for them to build on.
John Jett will punt for the first time today. And back deep is Brian Mitchell, who's been very busy returning kicks for the Redskins. Fair catch called for by Mitchell.
Really, that should be a penalty right there.
No flag, but you're right.
You've got to give the returner at least 5 feet around him with which to make this play.
Brock Marion didn't give him much room at all, did he? That's Darrell Green over with the trainers. Let's have a first down on their 11. Ricky Irvins and Brian Mitchell in the backfield. And it's Irvins. Gain of a couple, that's all.
Talked about attacking the middle of the Dallas Cowboy defense. In fact, last night when we spoke with Charles Haley, he said, I know exactly what these guys are going to do. They're not going to try to run outside because we have too much team speed. They're going to try to pound our middle where our linebackers have a tendency to take off and run. They'll try to test that and get something established.
And that's exactly the way it's happened. The defense has been too much for the Skins. 2nd down and 8. Swing pass, and he leads Brian Mitchell. So it'll be 3rd down and long. Crowd getting a little uneasy here. You know, this is a feisty crowd that has witnessed a lot of great games, as we pointed out, between the Cowboys and the Redskins. And the Redskins actually have won the last 2 games against the Cowboys here at RFK. That streak should end today. 3rd down and 8. Shuler's pass off the fingertips of Desmond Howard.
This ball's coming off high. 2 throws in a row. The ball, he's letting that ball go just a little bit too soon, and that's resulting in the ball taking off.
Redskins came in averaging 353 yards. Today, only 16, and we're early in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they expected a dip. I don't think they expected a 243-yard clip, but they were expecting their offense to take a little bit of a step backwards until Shuler gets himself situated.
Cowboys shifted their defense against Reggie Roby. And a kick headed down to Kevin Williams at the 35. And a tackle made by James Jenkins. Good play by Jenkins. But the Cowboys will have good field position. And there's a man who's been a main factor today in Dallas's huge lead, Charles Haley. First down on the 32. Lincoln Coleman dives forward. He looks impressive in the time he has been in there in place of Emmitt Smith. Tim Johnson making the stop. Well, this Tuesday, Joe Pesci is a greedy landlord who's forced to live in one of his own broken down tenements. And you thought you were having a bad day? Well, catch the outrageous comedy, The Super, this Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Coleman is back there along with Tommy Agee. Darrell Johnston gets a breather. 2nd down and 4. And Coleman this time is hit hard. Tyrone Stowe.
You know, defensively for the Washington Redskins, you know that the Cowboys are going to try to just start pounding at you, pounding at you, pounding at you. So if your inside backers or the tackles, you really got to buckle up that chin strap and just start bringing it every single play. Now you've set up to 3rd and short. You've done your job. You have to stop them to get the ball back to give your offense some kind of a chance.
Darrell Johnston is back in there. 2 tight ends on 3rd down and 3. Troy Aikman's pass to Michael Irvin, and he'll have the first down when they spot the ball. His forward progress should be enough to move the sticks. Tom Carter and Monty Coleman in on the tackle.
And a lot of time to throw that football again. Eric Williams getting his big old hands on you. Watch Eric Williams, 79. Eric Williams has the ability to be not only the best now in the game, which I think he is, but the best for a long, long time. The thing that separates him when I watch him, he has great feet. A lot of guys have that. He has great hands. A lot of guys have that. What he really has that few guys has is a mean streak. You know, it starts at the top of his helmet and it goes right to his feet.
First down on the 43, and the clock was running down, and so the Cowboys call timeout. And their first timeout of the second half. 9:49 showing in the 3rd quarter. No scoring yet in this period. Charles Haley, who came into the game 2nd in the NFL with 5.5 sacks. He doesn't have any today. There's Michael Irvin. They're working on the top of his left eye. Cowboys with a first down on their 43. Aikman going up top for Harper, and good defense downfield by Darrell Green.
Now you see that eye they worked on right there with Michael Irvin. Well, he had both eyes on the ball here. Watch the concentration on that 3rd down play when they got the first down. There's once, there's twice. Grant pops it back up in the air. Stay with it, and then the catch. That's a beautiful shot.
It is, and that's what concentration is.
Yeah, and he took a beautiful shot right in that eye.
Cutman will handle that one, Matt.
Just a bruise.
2nd down and 10, and Lincoln Coleman dives forward. Will be short of a first down by a couple of yards. Ken Harvey making the stop on the play. Talking to the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, just about everyone we talked to, Matt, had mentioned the one man they were concerned about was Ken Harvey, who we haven't mentioned his name much today.
Well, you know, the downside to Ken Harvey is he's not very big. He's only 235 pounds, and against a big physical group, that really goes against you. He's a speed guy and very active, but in a physical game, he has problems.
Michael Irvin back in the game. 3rd and 3. Aikman's pass to Darrell Johnston, and that'll be enough for another Dallas first down. They have lived in Redskin territory all day today, and Morrison on the stop.
And he's been throwing the ball wherever he's wanted all over the field because he's had all kinds of time. Watch big Eric Williams and Larry Allen up top, and Stepnoski inside, Nate Newton, guard, Derek Kennard. That whole offensive line is giving him tons of time. And then the other side is this, another missed tackle. Carter comes up, could have stopped him short of the first, misses the tackle, gives him a first down.
5 catches today for Darrell Johnston, who goes out of the game. First down to Lincoln Coleman. Hard-running Lincoln Coleman making a statement today. Gets up to the 36-yard line. Andre Collins, first man there.
All Lincoln Coleman is doing right now is just finding number 53, Mark Stepnoski. And then whichever way Stepnoski takes the guy, he just goes the other way. And what that means is you have to have great confidence in your center. And speaking with Nate Newton and Hudson Hawk, the offensive line coach, he said that Stepnoski plays with the best leverage in the league. He's never out of position.
Not the biggest, but he's got the leverage, and diving forward is Lincoln Coleman, and he may have another first down. Coleman had carried only one time coming into this game, and he's gotten a workout today with Emmitt Smith injured. Tony Wood stopped him on that one.
And again, they're just attacking the middle of the defense of the Washington Redskins. It's just power football. This turns into pride. How tough are you? It becomes personal. It's, I'm going to run, and you can't do a thing about it. And until you stop us, we're going to keep on doing it.
First down on the 32-yard line of Washington. And nearly intercepted that time by Harvey. And right now, let's send you to James Brown in Hollywood for an update.
Hey, Dick, the #1 passing offense of New England had been shut out, but Drew Bledsoe whips his 10th touchdown pass of the season, this one to Vincent Brisby. And New England has climbed to within 3, 10-7. New England trails that in the third. Back to Washington and Dick.
All right, JB, and of course last week the Patriots beat the Detroit Lions, so they're going to try to win 2 straight games from an NFC Central foe. Cowboys leading 31-0, have a 2nd and 10. Coleman hit from behind by Palmer at the 29-yard line.
See the difference between Lincoln Coleman. I mean, there's a lot of differences, but the biggest one between Coleman and Emmitt Smith is see Emmitt can do that. He can start inside and bounce it outside and use his speed. Coleman is a tackle back. And he's got good enough movement inside to be able to make you miss, but he's power. You know, you should take Coleman off the back and put power on it.
He was released and re-signed. And he's getting a work out today. 3rd down and 8. 3 wide receivers for Troy Aikman. And this pass intended incomplete for Kevin Williams. Darrell Boykin and Alan Grant also in on the play. The dime defense for the Redskins.
That's good man-to-man coverage by Grant. Now he's in man all the way, and then watch the break back underneath. That's as tight as it gets. It's good coverage.
Troy Aikman looked to the sideline to see whether the Cowboys might go for it, but Chris Boniol is on. He already has kicked a 28-yard field goal. This will be a 47-yard attempt. Novacek is the holder. And Chris Boniol, kick is good.
He must be eating right and saying his prayers, because 2 times he's hit the post, 2 times he's come up big.
Mr. Cue Ball, Chris Boniol, who was perfect this year, 9 for 9. Watch this one from 47 yards. He's got the horseshoes. After Boniol's 47-yard field goal hit the crossbar and bounced over. 11 plays, 38 yards. And they chewed up 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So now Boniol will kick off. And back deep for the Redskins, Brian Mitchell, and he's joined by Ricky Irvins this time. It's an end-over-end short kick, and Mitchell on the 15. Goes out of bounds. And Dave Thomas chased him there. Coming up in the second half of our doubleheader, Matt, what about the 49ers, who are really beleaguered in the offensive line position?
Yeah, that's the whole key, and because of that offensive line, Steve Young is going to have to win this game offensively for him. He'll have to use his feet. I'm sure they'll start moving the pocket a little bit and doing that kind of thing to move the ball in the Eagles, because defensively, the Eagles are really playing pretty well right now.
Lost their opening game to the Giants and have won every game since. There's John Freeze, who had been the starter before Norv Turner decided to go with the rookie Heath Shuler. First down on the 29. And the swing pass to Ricky Irvins. And he is pushed out of bounds by Dixon Edwards. Make that Darren Smith 4-yard gain.
Yeah, if you had a question in your mind about Henry Ellard, why hasn't he gotten the football? Well, the answer is very simple. They haven't been able to push the ball down the field at all because of pressure and because Heath Shuler, the ball is coming off. So they're just trying to dink it right now, get a little rhythm going, and until that rhythm comes, Ellard won't have a catch.
He's got zeros today. 2nd and 6 on the 33-yard line. Here is Ricky Irvins. And that closed down in a hurry. Darren Smith after a 2-yard pickup. And right now, let's send you back to James Brown in our Hollywood studios. JB?
All right, Dick, Tampa Bay got excellent field position on a Roderick Green block punt. Eric Rett carries it over from the 1, and Tampa Bay is leading Detroit 24-14. That in the third. Back to Washington, Dick and Matt.
There is Michael Irvin.
And there's a team that I can't understand, the Detroit Lions. They go down to Dallas, they play their guts out, they win, they come back, get beat by New England, and they're on the ropes down in Tampa.
3rd down and 4 on the 35. Cowboys have put in their #1 draft pick in the game. Heath Shuler going deep for Desmond Howard, and they'll call the flag. It's on Kevin Smith, and it'll be a 1st down for the Redskins. Well, that's the man that the Redskins had hoped would be open today, Desmond Howard.
Well, they catch him in a blitz, so they go manned up outside. Now Shuler throws the ball back inside. Howard has half a step.
Pass interference. Number 26 defense. 1st down.
That's a good call. He tried to come back inside, and Smith just got the body on him.
Shante Carver, the #1 draft pick for the Cowboys out of Arizona State, had come in the game for 1 play, now goes to the sideline. Redskins have 5 first downs, 4 of them by penalty. And a false start on the left side of the line. Looked like Lachey moved.
It's funny talking to Jim just before the game in the locker room.
False start.
Lachey told me
Number 79
that
offense.
one problem
5 yards.
that they might have is the cadence of Heath Shuler, because they're not really used to it. He said particularly when they go in motion, usually it's a hut, and if they go in motion, because they're not used to Shuler, he'll go hut and then pause and then another hut, and they felt that they could get a couple of jumps that way, and I think you just saw that.
1st and 15. Pressure on Shuler again. Russell Maryland gives chase and pushed out of bounds by Robert Jones.
And that's something that you're going to see more of with Heath Shuler. Not running for his life, but they'll start to integrate that ability to move in the pocket into the offense. So you'll start to see half rolls, and you'll start to see the full rollout with Shuler. Let his legs buy him time. Now he's just running for his life, trying to get away from everybody.
It's amazing how people reacted to Dallas losing to Detroit a couple of weeks ago as if teams go undefeated anymore today. You know, even when you win the Super Bowl, you lose 3 or 4 games. Cowboys look pretty good today. 3rd, 2nd, and 13. Shuler's pass. And it was intended for Henry Eller. They're trying to get Henry to get a ball today, and Kevin Smith was right with him.
Well, the corners of the Dallas Cowboys are outstanding, Brown and Smith. And the thing to remember about them is they're very, very young. They're just going to get better. They brought Smith in. They put him on Henry Eller. They say shut him down. Look, they match him up man-to-man. That's as good a coverage as you can get. I think they may have the best set of corners, especially for their scheme in the league.
Norv Turner thought, though, he could work on that out pattern today.
He thought wrong.
3rd and 13 for the Redskins. Up the middle to Titus Winans, and he makes the catch, but he'll be short of the 1st down. But when you're losing 34-0, you know you go for it on 4th.
Oh, they're going to go for it. Why not? You got nothing to lose. Heck, this is better field position than they've had all day.
Norv Turner, who helped design the Dallas Cowboys' potent offense for 3 years. He pitched the last 2 seasons. Dallas won a Super Bowl. Now Ernie Zampisi has his job. Look at the 4th down conversions. A lot more tried, a lot more made this year. 4th and 5. Shuler's pass is intercepted by Brock Marion. There's a flag down. Marion,
that's coming back,
will go into the end zone, and Shuler is shaken up.
Shante Carver drilled Heath Shuler.
They're going to bring it back, and roughing the passer seems to be the call here.
Shuler tried to force it in. Marion read it all the way. problem with a young quarterback is that they'll look down the receiver and they'll stare at him all the way.
Tom White. That was a 70-yard return on an interception, nullified by the penalty.
Never happened.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 96 defense. First down.
Shante Carver, the #1 pick of the Cowboys, the speed rusher. They go with the blitz inside. That frees him up on the outside. Boom, right in the face. Actually, that's a pretty questionable call. I mean, he had his step right on Heath Shuler. When he let the ball go, you're allowed one more step.
So it's a first down on the 22. Here is Ricky Irvins. And a bunch of Dallas Cowboys surround him, led by Shante Carver. So right now, let's go back to James Brown in Hollywood. JB?
All right, Dick, this is not a repeat, but Drew Bledsoe of New England knows a good thing when he sees it, and it's Vincent Brisby again. This one, a 37-yard touch pass. New England has moved ahead of Green Bay 14-10. That one in the fourth. Let's go back to Washington, Dick and Matt.
Problem with that Green Bay defense is their corners. And if there's any kind of time, they're going to expose it.
Second down and 12 now for the Redskins. They've been shut out so far. Shuler's pass going for Henry Ellard. And he was covered by Larry Brown. And that will bring up third down.
I got to tell you, Larry Brown and Smith on the other side, the corners, are playing outstanding today. Dallas Cowboys, with Butch Davis, the defensive coordinator, they've been throwing blitzes. They've been playing zone. They've been pressing the receivers. Here you watch them in zone. Now watch him break outside with Ellard. There's a little separation, but these corners have been playing very, very well.
Well, Charles Haley says, I want to preserve the shutout, so he's back in the ball game right now, replacing Carver. Third down and 12. Shuler's pass, and a flag is down. Desmond Howard defended there by Kevin Smith. They're bringing it back. And it's against Dallas.
Pass interference. Number 26 defense. First down.
Well, that's some pretty tight coverage, and when you get that, you're going to get some calls. But right here, that's Butch Davis, the defensive coordinator. Really talks about Jimmy Johnson and all the things that he learned from him, and also Dave Wannstedt. And he likes this scheme, and he feels that his next step in it is to just take it the next step further, which is to let the players mature and let their individual abilities come out in the scheme.
And they love that great speed that defense has. They're not big, but they're fast, and they proved it again today. Ricky Irvins that time stopped by James Washington on first down. This is the best opportunity the Redskins have had for scoring in the game. Turned the ball over 3 times in the first half, and the Cowboys capitalized on 2 of those turnovers and led 31-0 at halftime. Second down and 8. Fake pitch, watch out, and they get the ball away to Ethan Horton, and Horton is stopped. The clock continues to run inside the 10 by Darren Woodson.
Nice job by Shuler. Knows he's going to get hit. They go with the naked boot. Tolbert never goes for it. Zeroes in. It's a good job by Tony Tolbert. You can see Butch Johnson. Butch Davis, the defensive coordinator, not very pleased that Tolbert didn't get there.
You never know, his team was winning 34-0. Third down and 6. Shuler's pass up the middle. Frank Wycheck, touchdown. Redskins finally score with 1:18 remaining in the third quarter.
All they do is run people off and check Wycheck back underneath. You see him come through, bumps into Jeffcoat, and they just want the tight end and the wide receivers to take the defenders to the back of the end zone and allow Wycheck to work underneath.
Wycheck with a touchdown, and Chip Lohmiller in to kick the extra point. He missed a big one last week. You know, it's amazing. That is the first NFL touchdown pass by Heath Shuler.
And all he got, highlight pass. Yeah, and all he got for it was toilet paper. I don't know if they're trying to tell him something there.
You know, for the number 3 pick, you should get more than toilet paper, don't you think, for that?
He's got plenty of paper for being the number 3 pick, that's for sure.
Kick is good by Lohmiller, and Heath Shuler with his first touchdown pass to the back Wycheck, and it's 34-7 now in favor of the Cowboys. With 1:18 remaining in the third quarter. Scoring drive of 10 plays and 71 yards, and there were 3 Dallas penalties for a total of 31 yards, which helped the Redskin cause. Frank Wycheck with his first NFL touchdown, and Heath Shuler with his first NFL TD pass. Lohmiller kicking off. Brock Marion and Kevin Williams deep for the Cowboys. Williams at the goal line. Cowboys happy to have him back this week. Darrell Morrison making the tackle. This game summary is brought to you by Budweiser. Redskins with 3 turnovers all in the first half, and it came back to haunt them. Troy Aikman has had a solid day passing, and Emmitt Smith out with a pulled groin muscle, and he came out in the first half and has not returned. In fact, neither has Mark Tuinei, who has a twisted back. He also went out. 1st and 10 on the 25. Lincoln Coleman and Tommy Agee in the backfield. Aikman swings it out to Coleman. Gets by Darrell Green. And Andre Collins makes the play.
And another missed tackle. And that's a tough one for Darrell Green. Well, when you're a corner and you have a big old running back coming out there, 240 pounds, you got to find a way to do it. And it's not to come up and smack the guy. It's to go up and hold on to him. At that point, you almost have to be like a free safety and just grab on. And if he carries it for 3 yards, big deal.
A mixed day for Darrell Green. He's been beaten a couple of times, made some good plays, also got involved in a fight and a penalty. He's had it all. 2nd down and 2. 2 tight ends. And Lincoln Coleman very close to the first down. Tim Johnson is right there. While we have a moment, we want to remind you that this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Washington Redskins and the National Football League is prohibited. 9 seconds remain in the third quarter. They're going to measure Troy Aikman with touchdown pass to Jay Novacek. And they're short by about 6 inches or so. I asked Aikman yesterday whether he likes having a bye week with all that's going on in Dallas, about why do you lose? Why don't you win big enough? He says it gets old, doesn't it?
It gets old in a hurry.
Well, they're going to react a little better this week, I'm sure. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 34, the Washington Redskins 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. Second half of our Fox doubleheader. Giants in New Orleans. And after this play, talk about the undefeated Giants who are trying to stay ahead of the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East. 3rd down and 1. On the 34-yard line, 2 tight ends. And a first down. That was Lincoln Coleman. What about the Giants? Are they as good as their undefeated record indicates?
No, I don't think they are. I think they have a ways to go offensively, but I think they're doing a good job, Dan Reeves, with the quarterback, Dave Brown. They're not asking him to do anything he can't do. They're staying within the scheme, letting the offensive line do what it's capable of doing. But I think today is going to be a tough game because I think Mora has a well-coached team, and defensively, the Saints are starting to come on, And with Hampton out again, they won't be able to pound it. This one could get interesting.
And, of course, the Saints are always tough in their own dome. 1st and 10 on the 37. Here's Lincoln Coleman for a couple. And it's Tyrone Stowe making the tackle. New England still hanging on against Green Bay. Tampa Bay. You're right about the Detroit Lions. They are a Jekyll Hyde team if there ever was one this season. Next week they've got the 49ers at the Silverdome. Jets are having their problems, losing to Cleveland big today, 27-0. 2nd down and 9. 34-7 Dallas. And the slant pattern intended, and it's caught. Intercepted by Morrison. Darrell Morrison on the interception, and a penalty flag is down.
They went with a quick slant. The ball popped out of there, and Morrison was able to come up with it. A lot of flags today. A lot of interference.
Pass interference, number 24.
24 is Pat Eilers, and he's not out there.
Maybe 34, Martin Bayless. He's the one pleading his case out on the field.
Watch, they go with the quick. He knows he has man, so he throws it on out. And if they're calling out Martin Bayless, that's a mystery, because Bayless was at safety. Would have to be on the corner of anybody, and that would be Tom Carter, 25. Maybe it is Tom Carter, because 24 is closer to 25 than 34.
See, what you do is you subtract.
This
and
is
then
new math.
You square root of 34, and then you multiply by.
Well, whatever it is, they called interference. And that's about the 5th interference call I've seen today. Look at all the penalties. 17 penalties.
Please reset the game clock to 13 minutes, 24 seconds.
One of the toughest penalties was the roughing the passer call against the Redskins early in the game.
Thank you.
After a Washington fumble, and it appeared that they had escaped that turnover. But the roughing the passer call kept Barry Switzer's Cowboys with the ball, and they went in and scored, and they went from there.
You know, it's interesting in games like this when you have mistakes so early that it messes with the confidence, especially of a young quarterback. You wonder how it would have gone had that not happened.
1st down on the 46. Troy Aikman swings it out to Lincoln Coleman.
Nice hit.
Nice hit. I was going to say good catch on that throw, too.
Yeah, well, you know, you're an offensive guy. I look at it from the other side.
Right.
Ken Harvey came up out of that zone and just drilled him. And this is when you get your good hits, is when you're in zone coverage and everything develops in front of you. See how Aikman looks down the field first. You can see he went from this first to the second read to the third, which is the dump off. And then Harvey just lowered the boom.
I'm going to join you, become a defensive kind of guy now. I'm with you. 2nd down and 11. Lincoln Coleman hit from behind, and Tyrone Stowe, who didn't play much against the run and shoot last week. Kurt Gouveia, who, by the way, fractured a couple of ribs and did not play today. Here's Big Kennard.
Big Derek Kennard. Let me tell you something about Derek Kennard. When you look at him, he looks like a box. I mean, he has his shoulders, and he never stops, goes straight down. And the thing that's amazing about him is he can really run. And he'll be able to get outside.
Wow.
Look at that. There's the king of keisters right there, Derek Kennard. Told me last night he had the biggest rear end in the league.
You didn't argue.
No.
3rd and 7 on the blitz, and the pass is complete to Kevin Williams. So Aikman completes the pass off of the blitz, and Alan Grant making the tackle. Short of the 1st down by a yard. That's a keister.
That's the king. You know, he came from New Orleans, and he's playing better here than I've ever seen him play. They're allowing him to get into his game and use the power and use his size, and he also can run. The guy can get outside. His problem really is his weight. He's got to watch himself. If he gets too big, he'll lose his mobility.
You could fit 2 people in those football pants. John Jett will kick it away, and Brian Mitchell to receive. High kick. And Mitchell's going to let it bounce, hopefully into the end zone. Brock Marion couldn't keep it in play.
That's a good play by Brian Mitchell right now.
Mitchell picks it up.
That is an outstanding play. They never whistled it down. He stayed with it all the way, picked it up, and went 53 yards.
Brock Marion kept running after the ball didn't stay in.
The ball was not whistled dead. This is practiced every day in practice. Very heads-up play by Brian Mitchell. I tell you, the Cowboys had no argument because it was not downed by Marion. Watch at the end. You're going to see Marion hits it. Now the ball is not down. See, the whistle's not blown. Now watch Brian Mitchell, lower left hand of your screen. He knows he hasn't heard a whistle. Pick it up. Now watch everybody just watch him. That's an outstanding play.
What a tremendous alert move by Brian Mitchell, and it took John Jett, the kicker, to bring him down. 58-yard return. After his team fell asleep, and Brian Mitchell returned the ball 58 yards.
Well, he has no bone to pick with the officials. If he's mad, he should be mad at the Dallas Cowboys because Mitchell made a great play.
I think he's mad at his players. Best starting field position for the Redskins today, the Dallas 48. Play fake, and Shuler is sacked. And going down, making the play that time, was number 58, Dixon Edwards, I think. No, it was Darren Smith.
Well, they're not wasting any time getting after Shuler. I mean, they're keep on bringing the blitz. They're giving him a lot of looks. They're just going to mix it up and make this kid earn anything he gets.
It'll be a second down, 17 on the 45. And the give to Ricky Urbans, and he's hit immediately by Robert Jones. Not much there up the middle.
That's a nice tackle by Robert Jones. One thing that Robert Jones can really do well is run, and he can get to the ball in a hurry. That speed also can work against him at times in this scheme, because whenever they start to cut back, they'll get him flowing out of there so fast that he'll vacate his area, and then they'll be able to come back.
10:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. Third down and 16 for Heath Shuler. Three wide receivers. Shuler's pass and is knocked down. Broken up, intended for Desmond Howard by Kevin Smith. The other cornerback, Larry Brown, had been replaced by Clayton Holmes, and that will bring up fourth down and Reggie Roby to kick.
So they drop back in the zone, and really the rookie Shuler played like a rookie there, because in the zone coverage, they just dropped back and watched his eyes. He was looking the whole way where he wanted to go with that ball.
Kevin Williams to receive and Roby to kick. On the run, Kevin Williams. And he goes out of bounds. Watched there by Darrell Boykin. So Dallas will get the ball again. 34-7. Cowboys big today. And Charles Haley again flexing that right hand that he injured in practice this week.
Yeah, you know, Charles Haley didn't have a sack today. You're gonna look in that stat column tomorrow. You pick it up and say, you know, Haley didn't have a sack. Haley was the whole defense. Haley caused so many plays today, and it's a typical Charles Haley day. He made the play, but he didn't make the tackle.
He affected the game more than anyone else. First and 10 on the 23 for Troy Aikman. And the Cowboys, this time Leonard Marshall grabs a hold of Lincoln Coleman. Right now, we're going to have another update for you, so let's send you out to James Brown again in our Hollywood studios. JB, take it away.
Hey, Dick, you and Matt saw a good defensive play by Kevin Smith a few moments ago. Take a look at this. Second and goal at the 6, and Vincent Brown intercepts Brett Favre, stopping the drive. New England still leading Green Bay by 4. That one late in the fourth. Back to Washington, Dick and Matt.
Could the Patriots win another one over an NFC Central? Could be. Packers struggling in that game. Second down and 13. Aikman's pass is caught by Michael Irvin. Carter had missed him, and then Darrell Morrison finished up by knocking him out of bounds. A gain that time of 11.
Again, a lot of protection, a lot of time. Aikman just sits back there and waits for the break and throws it out. Pretty good coverage by Carter, But with this offensive line, they have just been dominating the front of the Washington Redskins.
Irvin has caught 5 passes today for 49 yards and still looking for his first touchdown of this season. 3rd and short. Lincoln Coleman. And Coleman will have the first down for the Cowboys. Dexter Nottage in on the stop. And we want to remind you that at the end of this game, Matt and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. And if you have been listening throughout the broadcast, you may have an inkling who the Miller Lite player of the game might go to.
Then again, if you weren't listening, you have no clue.
Could be anyone out there. Well, no hints now.
No peeking.
Darrell Boykin has replaced Tom Carter in the Redskins secondary. First down on the 34 for Dallas. This time Coleman bounces off a defender. I tell you, he never gives up, does he? Stowe and Morrison that time.
And he can really pick his spots. That time he went to the left side. On the right side, he had big Eric Williams blocking the whole right side off with nowhere to go. Eric Williams played himself a great football game today. He's a guy who's just going to keep on getting better and better, and I think he's already at the top. You know, people talk about, well, he's a great left tackle, or he's a great right tackle. This guy, forget left and right. He's the best tackle in all of football.
2nd and 7. Here's Coleman again off the right side. Lincoln Coleman dives, and another first down. Darrell Morrison on the tackle. Another big run by Coleman. 10-yard gain.
And again, right over that right side where big Eric Williams is. And you know, when you take a look at Eric Williams, a couple things stand out. First of all, like I said, he's the best tackle in the league. But most important, he's getting better. He's a chance to be unbelievable. And the reason is he's got a great mean streak. Like I said, he is one tough, mean guy. So mean he should be playing defense. In fact, one of the things he does is he goes to the face right away, and he really sends a message. And the message is, you're in for a long day.
And here is Tommy Agee, and he is hit by Sterling Palmer. He should be playing defense as well as offense.
He probably could. I mean, he probably could. You know, if there's one chink or dent in his armor that he has, is that at times he gets complacent. And last week in that Detroit game, at the end of the game, when he really had to play well, he let his guard down a little bit, gave up a sack at the end of the game. That's what he has to eliminate, and that's why I say he's getting better, because when he hits that stride, there's nothing in his way.
2nd down and 8 at midfield. Here's Lincoln Coleman. Harvey got a hand on him and made the stop. In fact, Nate Newton told us last night that he says, you know, he has to live up to his billing, and he's constantly on Eric Williams to be what he is. He says, you open up the magazine, you're the top tackle in the league. Everyone talks about you, number one. You have to continue to stay up there, and you have to stay hungry.
Well, and the thing is, he's young, and he's going to learn that. You know, really, Eric Williams can be the tutor to the other guy right now, Larry Allen on the other side, 73, because Larry Allen has that kind of ability. And again, from a small school, Sonoma State, and had big eyes when he came in, didn't really know what to expect. Now he sees a guy, Eric Williams on the other side, shows him exactly how to get it done.
That's Emmitt Smith back on the field, strained right hamstring in the first half. The strained right hamstring came out of the game in the first half, carried 16 times for 48 yards, and scored the first 2 Dallas touchdowns before he was injured. And the question is how he will be for next week's game against the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, I know one thing. If Emmitt Smith had to be in the game right now, if it was close, he'd be in there.
And his understudy, Lincoln Coleman, has gained 72 yards, a career high today. 3rd down and 4. Aikman escaping pressure from Palmer. Well, now the question has to be asked, Matt, why is Troy Aikman still in the game?
That's a good question. I mean, it's a time right now you don't want to take the chance of getting him beat up. The game's well in hand, 34-7. Rodney Peete could use some snaps just in case down the line he has to be in there. I think this is a perfect time to get 5.5 minutes. Actually, should have been done at the beginning of the 4th quarter.
We know it can't be because he wants to finish a win against the Redskins here, something he's never done.
Well, I dogged him about it. Maybe that's it.
Brian Mitchell, who had a 58-yard punt return when everyone fell asleep on the Dallas special teams group last time. John Jett. And the Redskins were trying to get a piece of it, and they might have. That kick didn't go far at all. Not sure if anyone tipped it, but it went straight up in the air. A flag, though, down right around midfield.
Penalty number 18.
And counting.
Holding on Dallas.
And it'll be declined by the Redskins. Sure.
I think it's important right now to finish strong if you're the Washington Redskins. And I think you also have to give a couple different looks at some people.
Offense. That penalty is declined. They take the result of the play. First down, timeout.
And the one guy that they really have to take a good look at is their rookie right offensive tackle, Trey Johnson.
From Temple is in the lineup now for Washington. There he is. First down on the 21. Heath Shuler's pass to Brian Mitchell over the middle is caught at the 28-yard line, and he is dropped there.
Not a big day for the Washington Redskins, 55 yards. Fortunately for them, they're closing in on the 64. They're only 9 away.
40 years, 1954. There's Rodney Peete loosening up. Second down and 3. Pressure on Shuler, lost the pass to Mitchell, can't hold on. And he's being shadowed there.
This guy right here, number 77, that's Trey Johnson. You're going to see him over here against this 77, Jim Jeffcoat. Now, the first play, Jeffcoat tried to power him. And the second play, he tried to go with the power too. So I'm going to tell you this, Trey Johnson's a big physical guy. In fact, what they liked most about him is he's got a good mean streak in him too. He's one of those guys who's going to try to prove something to you every play.
Third down and 3. And the handoff up the middle to Ricky Irvins. He's got the first down for the Redskins as we wind down to 4 minutes remaining in the game. Godfrey Miles making the stop. You know, coming into the series, the Redskins showed great balance today. 24 yards rushing, 24 passing.
I don't think they're too pleased with that.
Tampa Bay continues to lead Detroit, Indianapolis, and Seattle. Colts, Seahawks locked in a tight game. That was the first rushing first down today by the Redskins. Heath Shuler's pass is caught.
Well, Henry Ellard got his first catch with 3:25 to go in the fourth quarter.
Making the play was Clayton Holmes. A 20-yard pickup for Ellard, who had a lot of yardage coming in here. Reminder, second half of our doubleheader on Fox. Atlanta at the LA Rams. Remember, Andre Rison predicted a win. That wasn't so tough the last time. I don't know about this time.
Yeah, well, Anthony Newman has been having something to say about that. That's going to be fun, because when you get a DB who's looking for a wide receiver, could be some nice explosions.
Ellard's in motion, first down on the 49. Shuler under big pressure.
Good job. That's a nice job by Shuler. Got outside, just threw the ball away. Shows good presence.
And the pass intended for Henry Ellard and defended by Dave Thomas downfield.
Well, Henry Ellard was on a tear. Henry had all those yards gained, most in history, I think, through the first 4 games. And he really was a non-factor today. What they wanted to do with him, the Dallas Cowboys, they wanted to press him, have a guy in his face all the time, and force Shuler to go to the tight end and backs out of the backfield. And then, of course, after they took them completely out of the run game with the turnovers, Ellard became a non-factor.
Second and 10 on the Cowboy 49. Just get the play off in time. Shuler's pass is intercepted by Washington, and he laterals to Clayton Holmes, and Holmes is dropped, and another turnover, the 4th of the game. Last week, the Redskins turned it over 4 times in the second half against the Falcons. Well,
he's trying to lead Desmond Howard inside.
Washington just playing free. See, this is called playing free safety. Just hangs right in the middle, reads the quarterback. He tried to lead Howard. Instead, he threw a perfect strike to Washington.
And Barry Switzer, who had been in the locker room, has come out now. I guess if you can watch your son play on Saturday and no one thought there was any problems in Dallas with all that, you can take some time in the locker room when you're up 34-7.
Who the heck was coaching all the time he was gone?
The coordinators.
Is that what it is?
Rodney Peete has come in the game, and that's all for Troy Aikman as he finally leaves the ball game. And Lincoln Coleman gets the call. So Troy Aikman departs with under 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. A big day for Troy.
We'll have to give him the win.
Yeah, I know. We could say that he has never started and finished a win here. That wouldn't be right now.
Yeah, well, I tried to tell him that last time, but he was adamant. He said, hey, I was ahead when I left that game. He said, if I have to be in games and take the loss when I leave, I'm going to take the win.
I thought baseball was on strike. Winding down to 2 minutes to go in the game. A breather for the Cowboys today. We'll be back. Opinion about that.
Was an ugly picture.
Second down and 10. And the give is to AG. And he gets ridden back. Got a thought on this one, Matt?
A thought? Oh, I got a whole couple of thoughts. First of all, look at it. I was looking up in the sky. See this? That's the blockbuster blimp. I couldn't find it. And there he is. And I'll tell you, this is not an advertisement for Weight Watchers. Because that is some sorry-looking bodies. There's the blimp. It's way up there.
A lot of French fries before bed.
More than French fries, let me tell you.
1:26 remaining in the game. Well, Norv Turner still looking for his first victory here at RFK Stadium. He'll go 0-3. Third down and 9. Lincoln Coleman, who scored a touchdown and has had a career day rushing, stopped by Martin Bayless. Gain of 2. Part 1, the Heath Shuler story, and he's got a big future ahead of him. And next week, the Redskins will face another tough defense. Well, our Miller Lite MVP, no secret, Charles Haley totally dominated the game in the first half.
Yeah, not only from one side, but both sides. And not only coming up in the stat sheet, but really making everybody around him play better because of the things he did.
John Jett to kick it away. It gets off a beauty. Brian Mitchell will let it bounce. And he'll be down inside the 5. You can be sure the Cowboys
will pick up that ball
right,
and down it from now on.
They're not going to turn their back on anyone. Rock Marion downed it. Want to remind you, we've got some outstanding games coming your way in the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. The big one, the Eagles and the 49ers from Candlestick. The Giants against the New Orleans Saints. Tough one for the Giants, but Dan Reeves has got it done so far. And Atlanta against the Rams in Anaheim. 24 seconds remaining. Amazingly enough, the loser of the last 3 games here have gone on to win the Super Bowl. That will not be the case today.
That's just a hunch. Now, you don't know that.
Going out on a limb. Heath Shuler in the end zone. Fires to Henry Ellard, who's got it. And clock continues to run. Dave Thomas making the play, and that may be the last play of the game. So Barry Switzer, in his first coaching effort in the NFC East, wins. Plenty of smiles on that side, except Emmett Thomas with a strained right hamstring, and we'll follow that story during the week. Emmett Smith during the week, and we'll see how he progresses. For Monty Coleman, well, he's looking forward to next week, Matt.
Yeah, he'll break the record in 205 games that he suited up as a Redskin. Not a pleasant one.
He'll break Art Monk's record next week in Philadelphia, and this will be the final play, barring penalty. Heath Shuler's pass is caught by Ellard, and that'll do it. And the final score here at RFK Stadium, Dallas 34 and Washington 7. Coming up, most of you will see the Philadelphia Eagles take on the San Francisco 49ers. Matt Millen and Dick Stockton saying so long. Check your local listings for the game in your area.